It's a cold February morning in Delhi. Streets look the same as any other day. Autos honking, kids going to school, office workers checking their phones. But inside one building, for about 2 hours, a single speech quietly decides how much petrol you'll pay for, how much tax leaves your salary, whether your EMI feels lighter or heavier. Most of us scroll past it like it's just another headline. But here is what nobody tells you. That one document has more control over your daily life than any other government decision. And the strange part, you will never see it working. By the time you feel its effect in your grocery bill, in your fuel receipts, or in your salary slip, you would have already forgotten that there was a budget at all. So here's one question. How did one boring government ritual become the financial remote control for 140 crore lives? What even is the budget? Think of India as a household for a moment. Once a year, a family sits down and asks 3 uncomfortable questions. How much money will we earn this year? How much money will we need to borrow if that's not enough? And where will every single rupee actually go? That conversation at a scale of a country is the union budget. Earnings, borrowings, and spendings. That's the core of it. Now here is something that trips people up. India's financial year doesn't start in January. It starts in April. Why? Think about when farmers actually have money. The monsoon comes around June. The harvest happens later. That's when the income flows into the economy. April sits right after the cycle ends. It aligns with how money actually moves in the country. The British set it up this way because it made tax collection much more easier. After independence, we debated changing it. But the rhythm of agriculture made it more sense than matching the Western calendar. So your real financial new year isn't January 1st, it's April 1st. February is when the plan is announced. April is when it kicks in. But the budget wasn't always the plan for the future. When it started, it had a very different purpose. The landlord's ledger. Go back to 1860. India isn't a free country. It's a colony managed by the British Empire. The 1857 revolt had just shaken their grip. Wars are expensive. Running a colony isn't expensive. Someone has to pay. That someone is India. A Scottish economist named James Wilson presented India's first formal budget. But it's not the plan for India's future, but rather it's an invoice. How much can we collect from land taxes, from customs, from income taxes? Every line is designed to pull money out and send it to the empire. Indian welfare? Nowhere in the document. British control? That's the entire point. Here's the first twist in the story. The budget didn't start as a tool to help the people. It started as a tool to extract from them. For 19 years, that's exactly what it remained. A ledger of extraction, a record of what was taken.
Independence Day was also a day of rejoicing. Tumultuous.
Then in 1947, British left, and suddenly that ledger belonged to us. The question was, what would we write in it? The first confession. August 1947. Independence arrives. But so does the chaos. Partition tears the country apart. Millions displaced. Violence everywhere. And the treasury almost empty. 3 months later, the government presented the first budget for free India. For the first time, this document isn't a foreign power. It's for us. But the numbers are brutal. The country is already spending more than it earns. Now here is what makes this moment matter. On paper, it's still just numbers. Income, expenses, and deficit. But in reality, it became something else. A confession. A new nation standing up and saying, we are in trouble. Here is exactly how much, and here is exactly what we are going to try to do about it. For the first time, the budget stops being the tool for extraction. It becomes the tool for accountability. The ledger had a vision. Build new India. Industrialize. Catch up with the world in decades, not in centuries. The ambition was extraordinary, but the ambition had a cost. 3 weeks. India's foreign reserves had collapsed. The country could barely pay for 3 weeks of imports. 3 weeks. That's how close a nation came to not being able to buy what it needed from the world. Gold was sent to abroad as a guarantee. IMF was called in. Everyone was watching. Into this crisis walked a quiet man, Dr. Manmohan Singh. He didn't just announce emergency cuts, he did something bigger. He dismantled the system. Import duties slashed, tax rates reduced, licensing base toned down piece by piece. For 40 years, the budget had been about control, about telling people what they couldn't do. In 1991, it became about opening up, about letting the economy breathe. If you work in IT today, that's 1991 work. If you order food on app or invest in mutual funds, use international brands or dream of building something on your own, you are living inside the doors that opened that year. One budget, one crisis and one decision. And the country's direction changed forever. But opening up solved one problem but surfaced another. When you can spend more freely, you have to choose more carefully where it hits you. All of this, the history, the crisis, it doesn't stay in parliament. It lands on your life, your salary. When income tax slab change, your take home changes. Not dramatically, but over a year, it adds up. The things you buy. When custom duty on phone component drops, manufacturers can lower the price or add a better feature. You see it the next time you shop, your commute, your groceries. When your fuel taxes rise, you feel it at the pump. And because transportation touches everything, your vegetables, your deliveries, your cab rides all shift with it. Your job, your city, everything. This is why budget day matters. Every other day you hear politicians' promises. On budget day, you see where the money actually goes. And money doesn't lie. The mirror. A union budget started as a colonial ledger, a way for British to track what they were taking. After independence, it became a blueprint. Dams, factories, and new nation. After 1991, it became a balancing act. Growth versus welfare, future versus present. And through all that, it became something else, a mirror. Because unlike speeches, budget have to add up. Unlike campaign promises, they face real limits. Every February, that mirror is held up in the public. If you look carefully, it shows you something important, not what government says it cares about, but what actually it spends on, what it funds on, what it cuts, what it protects, and what it ignores. You don't get to write the budget, but you get to read it. And once you know how, you stop being someone the budget happens to. You start seeing the choices, trade-offs, priorities. You start asking the right questions. Not what did they announce, but where did the money go? That's the budget. It doesn't ask for your attention. It just changes your life anyway. And this is the union budget of India. See you in the next one.